All right, everybody. It is a brief lunch break, so it's time to do the question of the day so we can sneak it in here before it's too late. By the way, March Madness games resume tonight if you're following that. But today's question is, who is your mentor and what have you learned from them? Oops. Who is your mentor and what have you learned from them? Well, I've had many in my life from, baseball coaches, parents, even some friends, of course. So right now, I would say I have two distinct mentors, and they know who they are. And if they don't, I will invoke their names here and probably tag them in this post. First one, you've maybe heard me say, we featured both of these individuals on our recent virtual conference for the locker room. The first one is Nick. Nick knows who he is. Easily the single greatest influence over my leadership and entrepreneurial life. And I don't say that lightly because, I've now got a very close personal relationship with him. Never thought that would be the case. Like I was always that guy at the conventions and things, listening to him on stage as if he was speaking directly to me. And I'll be honest, not to sound like a kiss butt or anything, like he seemed kind of untouchable or in many ways kind of famous to me. I don't know how else, hopefully you can relate with what I'm saying. And never in a million years would I ever think I had a personal relationship or friendship with him, let alone to the degree I have today. And it's so awesome and wild how that happens. So Nick, thank you. But I've also recently learned because of his impact ladder training that I should not just refer to him as my mentor, even though he is in many ways. He's also my leader. And, he's that one person that I would follow into battle and know he's got my back and my best interests in mind and vice versa. And that is why we are partners together on a business. So anyways, Nick, from what date, circa 15 years ago, let's give or take, is when I first got into his orbit through a business that I was involved in, and again saw him from a distance. But man, that really ignited things. Just every training, every time he spoke on stage, just really hit me. Like just the way he communicated it, the energy behind it, the passion behind it, really spoke to me, and it greatly influenced my path, my journey, and how I've grown my personal leadership lid ever since then, without a shadow of a doubt. So thank you, Nick. The second one that I would consider a mentor right now is Sam. Sam, you know who you are. Sam is an unbelievable soul. Same thing, like larger than life. Never thought I'd have the relationship that I do with him, knew of him, but always admired from a distance. And here's somebody that's been on the Inc. 500 list 4 different times, wildly successful in so many areas, not just finance and business, but in relationships and impact and in life in general. Just an all-around stud and somebody that I've called on, I've looked up to for advice. I've called and looked up to for times that I was in a trench and I needed somebody to understand me and lift me back up. And Sam was one of those phone calls. And I just really admire the way he carries himself and goes about business and has an abundant heart. He's got a personality. He's funny and just very approachable. And for that, I'm forever grateful. And so Nick and Sam right now are probably, I would say, the two biggest mentors, leaders, influencers that I have a very strong personal relationship with. But as I mentioned before, a lot of people growing up, Stubby was the nickname for my baseball coach at a very young age, 10, 11, 12 years old, and stuck with me through college and beyond. But really, my coach for those years, very formidable. He taught me about mindset and being and mental toughness. Quotes, I still quote him to this very day when he said all the time that it's always nice to have a good fastball, but a pitcher's greatest weapon is his confidence. So Stubby taught me hard work, dedication, mental toughness, and always rising above the noise, not adding to it, and playing the game, in that case baseball, but also the game of life, playing the game the right way and respecting the game. So I owe a lot of credit to Stubby and so many people along the way. Coach Rhodes, Coach Rhodes shaped who I am, especially the beginning of being a young man and what it means, again, for hard work and discipline and teamwork and commitment and how winning matters. Just so many things I could say about Coach Rhodes and my time. He's a Hall of Fame coach. Time spent with him as he was my baseball coach in college. So lots and lots of shout outs there, but that's going to be my answer for now is who is my mentor and what have I learned from them? I guess I didn't even, well, I did answer some of that. I could make this a long video, really long video to answer that second part in much greater detail, but I'll keep it short, keep it here for now. Maybe I'll circle back and add some more context to this. But you tell me, who is your mentor and what is something that you have learned from that individual? Drop me a comment below, tag the person, give them some love. I'd love to know. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.